Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. I hope you guys are doing well. The She Believes Cup is over, the Arnold Clark Cup is over, the mini tournaments are over, international soccer is sadly over for now, and Millie Bright and Alex Putellas have shared custody over the Arnold Clark Cup Golden Boot. Players have returned to their club teams to continue training and prepare for upcoming games. It's a couple weeks away, but I already have my calendar marked for the Wolfsburg Arsenal match, and that's gonna be something. Jill Roord having to play against her former club and teammates. Jeez. Anyway, I have one news story for you guys. Before I get into it though, former U.S. Women's National Team goalkeeper Hope Solo started a podcast called Solo Speaks, and in a preview video she had Carly Lloyd on. I'm not going to get into it. The two made some controversial comments and remarks in regards to the U.S. Women's National Team, and it upset a lot of fans. Some of those in the fan base didn't agree with Carly's comments in particular, while others did. I'm just going to leave it at that. It just seems weird and out of nowhere to me that Hope Solo decided to start a podcast. I haven't really heard much from her until, she announced her podcast. For now, though, I'll stick with Snacks Podcast with Sam Mewis and Lynn Williams. Okay, so let's move on to the main story. In the NWSL these past months, many players, both former, current, and even former youth players have been coming forward detailing stories of abuse that they have suffered through the hands of abusive coaches. It's very sad and disturbing to say the least, but the thing to remember is this isn't only happening in the US or just in the NWSL. At the Swiss club FC Affoltern Aa in Zurich, I apologize if I got the name wrong. Anyway, at Swiss club FC Affoltern Aa in Zurich, many players on the women's team have resigned due to sexual harassment by ex-coach Reto F. I don't know if that's the coach's actual name or a fake name. I think the actual name may have been withheld for privacy reasons. I don't know how that works over in Switzerland. Also, I only have one article that was translated to English. The rest were in Swiss German. I'll leave a link to the article I used in the description below. Anyway, Melanie Herzog, 33, who played on the team for 17 years, says he, the coach, has attracted attention several times with inappropriate comments and has also written to various players privately. He had wrote or texted to Herzog that he often thought of her and had dreams of her. When asked for more proof, Herzog says, "I have a lot of them." Herzog and the team made a collection of screenshots of the messages sent from the coach. The coach offered one player to massage out her bruises. He wrote to another that he missed her and told another that she should not hide her beautiful eyes. To Herzog's knowledge, there hasn't been any explicit sexual acts or touching. Herzog and the other women told the coach multiple times that he should only communicate with them via the team chat, which I'm guessing is just the group chat where everyone can see messages and send messages to everyone. The coach would just ignore them. Herzog and the players tried to inform the board of Reto F's behavior, and Herzog says, quote, "The board just smiled at us," end quote. Doesn't that sound familiar? They only spoke to one player and not the rest of the players or team who were also being harassed. Herzog says there was just no reaction from them being the board. Because of the lack of response and reaction from the board, Herzog and her teammates announced their collective resignation. She says, "The collective resignation was correct. We had to set an example." As for the coach, Reto F., he didn't see anything wrong with his behavior. He says, "I have nothing to hide. The allegations are unfounded." He doesn't deny complimenting players, saying, "I'm just an open, communicative type. I'll just say what I think. I wear my heart on a sleeve." The coach said he never had an ulterior motive and that he would never have even touched one of the girls. Breto F does admit that sometimes his comments would go too far. To put simply, he thought there was miscommunication, that this was all just miscommunication, and he should have worded or stated things in a better way. An example of this was he had casually asked a player if she wanted to come to Las Vegas with him, and he thought he should have clarified that it was only because the price for 2 people was cheaper. Yeah, I don't see how that makes it any better. Why are you inviting this one player to Las Vegas? That sounds pretty suspicious. Also, Las Vegas, can you be any more suspicious with that? If I was interviewing this guy, I would want to know why Las Vegas and why he is wanting to take that player. He says that he had no ulterior motives, but that there is straight up sus. Swiss international and Arsenal player Leah Valti says of the scandal, "When I hear something like that, I could throw up. It's also really bad when you have the feeling that you're not being listened to at the club and that the whole team has to resign as a last resort. This shows that women didn't feel protected and safe." She praises Arsenal, saying, "With us at Arsenal, the club would react immediately, 100%. Leah Valti made a really good point. The women on FC Affoltern Aa didn't feel protected or safe. It got so bad that the only option the team had left was to resign. A whole team resigning because they didn't feel safe or protected really says something. I'm glad the team stuck together, but it's sad that it had to come to this. Like, if a whole team is saying, hey, this guy is saying inappropriate stuff to us, and we have screenshots to back it up, how can you not believe us? How can you not do anything?" So, this is just another example of players reporting abusive coaches and abusive behavior and nothing being done about it. The only difference is this took place in Switzerland. This news story was only being reported in Switzerland, and not a lot of people were talking about it. This news story is a reminder that abusive coaches are not just in the US or in the NWSL. There are abusive coaches overseas as well, and we may not hear about it. Despite that, it's important for all victims of abuse, no matter what country they're in, to tell their stories when they choose to do so. Not only that, it's important to listen to them as well. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.